Mhm. So, today's lecture is basically on our next topic of geography, which is major domains of the Earth, and which is a continuation of the first video, which was uploaded, I know, way back because of certain issues, technical difficulties, and everything. I was not able to record. And of course, I was also occupied with the offline lectures with my students. So, but yes, now I promise that there will be no gap and I will be uploading the videos topic wise for your continuation as well as for your better understanding. So, let's get quickly to today's topic, which is on major domains of the earth. So, when we say a domain, what do we understand? That we are actually basically trying to talk about a particular, I would say, a particular part or a particular space. So, what if we consider Earth? So, the very first thing, what we can do is we can consider Earth as a house. Have you ever thought of Earth being a big house? And then the every domain of the Earth is a room of that house. So, for example, tomorrow we go and we see a flat. Okay, say for example, 4 BHK house or 4 BHK flat, and that flat or house is earth, and it has four rooms because it is 4 BHK, and those domains of the earth also are those four rooms of the earth. I'm just trying to explain you in a very, very lucid manner so that you do not forget. Okay. So, Earth is basically made up of different parts that work together to support life that we know. Yes, interdependency, right? So, these parts are called as the major domains of the Earth. Okay. And so, during the entire lecture, just try to focus on what kind of real life application or example that I am giving to you. For example, here I gave you of a big house that you consider Earth to be, okay? And all the domains are its four rooms of that big house. And those four domains are, the very first one is lithosphere, okay? Second is hydrosphere, third is atmosphere, and fourth is biosphere. Now, one by one, what we will do is we will go and we will keep on seeing it one by one. So, the very first is lithosphere. Lithosphere can be considered as the floor of that house, that big house that I told you that you have to consider Earth to be a big house, and the floor of that house is lithosphere. So, this floor is the solid land part of the Earth, okay, and it is having all the features that we study, the mountains, the plains, the plateaus, the hills. So, all these features are on the solid land part of the earth, which is the floor of the house. And the house is what? Here, house is basically what? It's the earth. Earth is a big house that we are considering, right? Okay, just a second. Yes. Okay. So the word lithosphere comes from the Greek word which is lithos, okay, which means the rock. Okay. And when I say rock, basically mountains, plains, plateaus, all these are formed by different placement of rocks, right? Which we will be studying in our upcoming lectures in detail. So lithosphere is nothing but it is the solid outer layer of the earth. It includes the land, soil, rocks, mountains, plains, and plateaus. So, this is the part of the earth where humans actually live, build houses, grow crops, and construct roads. Okay, so this is the one which is basically talking about the various construction or relief features that we can say. It is also the rich in natural resources such as minerals and fossil fuels. So it's like, taking from the earth and again giving back to the earth. So fossil fuels are the dead remains of plants and animals. And whatever we have, what was taken from the earth, it's given back to the earth. So again, consider it that way only, the floor of the house. In simple words, the lithosphere is a land part of the earth. Okay, now we are coming to the second part of the domain of the earth, which is hydrosphere. So, hydrosphere can be considered as the water system of the house. Which house we are talking about? Again, why I'm repeating again and again in the video is trying to make you remember, so that while you are listening to me, while you're even going through my screen, you can relate that okay, Earth is a big house, lithosphere is the floor of the house, hydrosphere is the water system that is inside the house. So, can a house work without a water system? No, it cannot. Tomorrow, if you want to move into a 4 BHK flat as well, and if you're considering those four rooms as the four domains of the earth, you have to understand that okay, a particular house cannot work without a water system. You will definitely be needing water for n number of purposes, for taking bath, for even for washing your utensils, washing your hands. So in a daily day-to-day basis, we need water. So again, the hydrosphere includes all the water present on the earth. Now it can be rivers, it can be oceans, it can be seas, okay, lakes, glaciers, groundwater. So everything that is the water part, or I would say the component of the earth, is basically hydrosphere. That is one of the layers of the earth. About 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. Okay, so say for example, approximately one third part of the earth is water, only one fourth part is the land part, is the lithosphere part. So, water is essential for life. Without water, plants and animals, humans cannot survive. Most of the water is found in oceans and it is salty, and only a small portion of the fresh water is suitable for use. So, have you also, do you remember in the first lecture I had told you about the evolution of the earth? And in the evolution of the earth, I'd spoke about the photosynthesis process that was occurring in the ocean, and because of the accumulation of oxygen that was being released is how life started forming on the surface of the earth. So even hydrosphere is a very very important part, very very important domain of the earth, which has actually helped us, in forming life on the earth. The third part now that I'm coming to is atmosphere. Atmosphere is basically the air around the big house that we are considering the earth to be. So, do you think that a life can exist in a house without air also? Say, for example, tomorrow I want to move into a house. I would go and I would see that if there is no ventilation, there are no windows, there is no balcony, there is nothing that can have a cross ventilation in the house. Would you love to live in that house? Definitely not. Atmosphere is playing the same role in the house, same role like windows. That is the windows that we open and the cross ventilation that is happening in the house. So that is the part of the atmosphere. Atmosphere is like a blanket of air that is surrounding the earth. So it is made up of different gases, such as it is made up of nitrogen, it is made up of oxygen, it is made up of carbon dioxide. Okay, and the main component is obviously oxygen here. So the atmosphere is very very important because it provides air again for breathing. It protects earth from harmful rays of the sun. So tell me which layer. I know I'll be talking about it in our next lecture, which I'm going to put up on the various uh, composition, or I would say components of the atmosphere as well. But the one which protects the earth from harmful rays of the sun, you can comment it in the comment box. You can comment that, but I want to know it from you. I was thinking I would just say it from here itself, but it's okay. I want to know it from you. The layer that actually protects the earth from harmful rays of the sun. Okay. And it controls weather and climate. So, again, the weather and climate, the layer of the atmosphere which controls weather and climate is a different layer, and the layer which protects the earth from harmful rays of the sun is a different layer. So come in both of these layers, okay. And now we are coming to the fourth layer, which is very very important layer. We say the cradle of life. So biosphere. Now you must be thinking कि हाउस अर्थ को हाउस मान लिया, वाटर सिस्टम आपका हो गया हाइड्रोस्फीयर, आपका क्रॉस वेंटिलेशन एयर हो गई हाउस के अराउंड इज एटमॉस्फेयर. Now, what is ma'am saying? Um, I have one more interesting thing that I would like to tell you that while we are discussing about the different layers of the atmosphere, you can consider them as one of those, security controls in the house. Maybe one as the one which is protecting the earth from harmful rays of the sun. This can be considered maybe, something like this layer can be considered as a maybe CCTV camera, installed on the entry, okay, of the house. So it's like a kind of a security control, okay, that I would say. And the one which is controlling the weather and climate could be the air conditioners, okay, inside the house. Inside the house. And both of these layers you can comment. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the biosphere. Biosphere is basically the people living inside that house. Okay, so they are the very, very important part because if in a house the people are only not living inside the house, nothing will be possible. Water system will not be used, windows will be closed, no cross ventilation is happening. So this is the most important layer of the Earth's layer, or I would say Earth's domains, different domains. So the people which are living in the house are considered as the biosphere. So biosphere is that narrow zone where land, water interact to support life. So this is the place where both the layers of the earth, that is the lithosphere and the hydrosphere, are basically interacting to create life, or you would say interacting to support life, which is already. So I would again say support life, which is already existing, and create life like different organisms that are still growing in the oceans on the earth's surface. So that is another aspect of it, and it includes all living organisms, such as it includes the plants, animals, humans, microorganisms. So biosphere depends on all the other domains. Okay, definitely we as people also we belong to all the other domains, right? Living inside the house, we depend upon the water system, we depend upon the air that is coming inside the house. Again, when we talk about the atmosphere, we depend upon the air conditioners, we depend upon the security control system of the atmosphere, which is helping us. So that is the thing. Then again, the land provides shelter to us, water is supporting that life, okay, and air is helping us breathe. So the biosphere is nothing but it is the life supporting zone of the earth. Very, very important statement. It is the life supporting zone of the earth. And without biosphere is the most important layer, okay, without which actually life does not exist, because if only earth land part is there, water part is there, and if life is only not there, so today you and me would have not been there on the earth itself. So biosphere is that important part or important room of that big house. Okay. So, okay. Now I would like to tell you, okay, the layers actually which we are considering as the CCTV camera and also the air conditioners before I close this video. So, the layer of the atmosphere which is helping uh, to protect from the harmful rays of the sun is the stratosphere, and the layer of the atmosphere which actually controls weather and climate, which we are considering as the air conditioners inside the house, is the troposphere. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful for you all to learn the major domains of the earth in a very, very easy manner. And I'll be bringing up more such topics. My next topic that I would bring up will again be talking a little bit detail on the different layers of the atmosphere, and so on. I'll bring other topics as well. Thank you so much.